One.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the GoPro presentation. I'm Pat Krabs. I help to co-head the technology and business services practice here at BMO. This is actually a very exciting presentation for me to be a part of. There's many software companies or other hardware companies that you heard from today where I may use them, but I never have an opportunity to have an affinity for the product by actually being the end user. GoPro is a product service that I personally love, which is one of the reasons why I'm so excited to have the opportunity to introduce Nick Woodman and Brian Gee. We're going to do today in a fireside chat format. We'll ask some questions. I'd remind the investors who are dialed into the call that you can ask me questions through our integrated question system, and I'll try to get to your questions if we have time. So with that, Brian, the floor is yours. Oh. I can see you, Brian.
Sorry with that. Oh, I thought there was a question. Sorry, Mike. Hey, Pat, thanks for having us. I think I'll kick it off by just saying I thought we had a really good second quarter and outlook for 2020 and kind of looking ahead to 2021.
Do you have to read a safe harbor? Do you have to read a safe harbor statement?
Oh yeah, actually, I can't see the screen.
That might be what Pat's asking you to do.
I couldn't see it. Yeah, from a safe harbor perspective, we may have forward-looking information on today's call. It's only for today's call. And please look at our risk factors on our Form 10Q and 10K that are on file with the Securities and Exchange Commission. You can also find them on Investor Relations site on GoPro.com. With that, Pat, I'll turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Well, guys, one of the things that I've been most struck by is how you've reshaped the business model when you went public through today. So in the past, you've announced more of a TT format for people to be purchasing GoPros. Can you talk a little bit about how that transition has come about and the success that you're seeing?
Yeah, I take that. The premise for GoPro, the purpose for GoPro in the world still remains the same as from when I founded the company back in 2002, and then when we took the company public in 2014. And that is to help people capture and celebrate their lives in creative, immersive ways that would otherwise be challenging to do with traditional cameras, be they DSLRs, smartphones, what have you. Traditional cameras are designed to for one person to be documenting somebody else doing something. And a GoPro is really designed for a person to self-document themselves doing something. Now, of course, you can use a GoPro as a traditional camera to film other people doing things, and that's the way that a lot of our customers use them. But the major aha and purpose for a GoPro is really that you can use it as a camera to document experiences that you're having that you would otherwise forget or be unable to share with other people. And the use cases for that type of tool, like a GoPro, have expanded enormously over the years to now include, vlogging and live streaming and where we started out as a sort of a sports-related tool and brand. Over the years, we've really evolved to help people capture all aspects of their lives, whatever that passion or activity may be. And for example, I'm a father of 3, and my primary activity is chasing my kids around. And we all know how quickly you can forget about the incredible experiences you have with your family. It all goes by so fast. And so for me, my GoPro is a life documentation, a family documentation tool that really helps me remember all of these amazing experiences in a way that just wouldn't otherwise be possible if it wasn't for GoPro. We've evolved to become more of an end-to-end solution for people, not just a camera company, not just a hardware company anymore. We recognize that as we were helping people capture these experiences, we also had to make it easy for them to manage the experiences with the GoPro app, back these experiences up in the cloud, be able to edit and share these experiences with the GoPro app. And so, from capture through management of the content, enjoyment, editing and sharing of the content, and ultimately the backup of the content in GoPro's cloud. If you're a GoPro Plus subscriber, we've delivered a full end-to-end solution for consumers, and we're not done. We've got a lot on tap for our customers across the spectrum of hardware, software, cloud, and services. And I think it's because of this end-to-end and diversified offering that we have for consumers. We're seeing, a lot more strength and momentum in the business than we've seen in recent years. And the outlook is something we're really excited about.
Perfect. One of the things you were talking about is the content that you create, or that's created using your devices. One of the items that we find most exciting about GoPro today is your subscription service. You're up to 355,000 paying customers, which is up double digits over the prior quarter, and you've got over 23 million views of your videos or pictures that were taken on GoPro. Can you talk a little bit more about the subscription service and exactly how people are interacting with the content created on a GoPro here in a COVID world?
Well, we have I think we want to share this, right, Brian, is that we just surpassed 400,000 subscribers a week ago. So that's great. The subscription is growing at a healthy clip because we're delivering, again, real value to our users. And most importantly, every product that we produce at GoPro, whether it's our cameras, our accessories, our software, our cloud service offering, everything that we develop is intended to solve a problem that our customers are experiencing. We're a solutions company. We believe people don't buy things, they buy solutions. Well, they do buy things, but they often regret those purchases. And so as a result, we're very focused on creating significant value for our customers, and the Plus subscription does just that. And that's why we're seeing growth and seeing subscription breaking the 400,000 mark. So congratulations to the GoPro team on achieving that. It's been terrific to see the growth. And what the subscription offers, it's a diversified basket of value for people. Primarily, it allows any footage that's offloaded from a user's GoPro to the GoPro app to then be automatically backed up in the cloud. So any footage that you transfer over to your phone into the GoPro app, if you're a Plus subscriber, the GoPro app will automatically back up those photos and videos in their original quality to the cloud. There's zero quality degradation, and it's unlimited, the number of photos and videos that you can back up in the cloud via the subscription. So that's a big value for people because it can be challenging to keep track of everything that people shoot, easily find it, and know that it's going to be at its highest quality and not degraded like some of these other cloud backup services do. They actually dumb down your photo and your video resolution, so when you go back to look at it, it's not at the original quality. But that's not the case with GoPro.
Sorry, Nick. Very specific question on that. The question is, it'd be great if you could speak to the GoPro Plus subscriber opportunity over time. Is it multi-million users? How the sunset of the Quick app will drive unique monetization opportunities for the GoPro app. So didn't mean to up, but just because it seemed like a topical question for where you were going, help direct your answer to that.
Well, if I understand you correctly, like you're driving at what's the bigger picture long-term value of the subscription. And it's for
Yes.
GoPro as a business, it's to improve the lifetime value of a customer over time and to provide value to customers in different ways other than just being a camera to them. So again, addressing the pain points of backing people's content up, addressing the pain points of whatever happens if I break my GoPro. You can get a replacement GoPro, no questions asked, if you're a Plus subscriber. It addresses the pain point of, being able to afford other GoPro products at really favorable costs. If you are a subscriber, you can get mounts, accessories, our bags for anywhere from 30 to 50% off MSRP at GoPro.com. If you're a subscriber, so that's a terrific value. I mean, you buy one or two things and you've covered the cost of your subscription. And then over time, we're going to be adding more and more benefits. And our subscription strategy is also to provide benefit over time to people that don't even own a GoPro. So the problems associated with photo and video extend to everyone. With a phone, for example, you don't have to own a GoPro to experience challenges as it relates to photo and video. And so we see an opportunity to expand GoPro's relevance, its solution set, to a much broader TAM of smartphone-only users over time. And you can imagine how we could incorporate app, software, cloud-related services to smartphone-only users and leverage our brand in this way to service this greater TAM. To date, we've been somewhat limited selling accessories and services and apps as an attach to people that own a camera. And, we've grown a pretty significant business doing that, but our research tells us that there's an opportunity to break out and serve non-GoPro camera owners as well over time.
Hey, Pat, I think I'll kind of maybe add on top of that a little bit. As Nick said, we just surpassed 400,000 paying subscribers, which is great. We did mention on our call that we think we'll end with 600 to 700,000 paying subscribers by the end of the year. We think we're on track to do that. It should grow actually substantially into 21 and beyond. So that's a real opportunity for the company. Obviously, it's revenue, very good quality revenue, as Nick mentioned, and the lifetime value of the customer. But it's also very high gross margin and operating profit for the company. So it supplements and very complements our margin play as we look ahead to the rest of this year and then into 2021 and beyond.
Actually, Brian, this is a question for you. When I think of GoPro, over time, I've been amazed when you take a look back at how incredibly stable the revenue has been. It seems like in the past, I would call it 18 to 24 months, you've taken an increased look at the margin and how to drive margins further up. Can you talk a little bit more about how investors should think about both their GoPro.com DTC sales and how, if at all, the GoPro Plus subscription should be affecting the overall margin profile of the business?
Yeah. We talked about from a direct-to-consumer perspective, we would see effectively 5 to 10 margin point improvement being D2C versus in our retail channels and through distribution. We still expect that. As we talked about in March and then in August, we expect to see that kick in more. If you look at our guidance for the second half of 2020, we got at 35% plus or minus 50 bips and then 38% or so in Q4. And we expect to be in the 38 to 40% range in 2021. So the model's working. It's both products that we're offering with value. It's subscription, continuing to drive the subscription portion of our business. It's adding new categories like lifestyle and lighting, which are good margin and accretive to the company. And all that is driving ASPs. We should be just over $300 a camera on ASP in Q3. That's up, I think, 10 or 11% over the prior year. So we're continuing to drive products to the high end, adding subscription, adding new products that fill out the accessory line and really drive to the core of our customer base, which is driving ASP, top line growth, which we think we'll see in 2020 or 2021, and then margins, and then more importantly, or as importantly, we've reduced operating expenses significantly. So we think we have the opportunity to be profitable in 2020, which is awesome, and then really drive that further leverage into 2021.
Awesome. You hit on accessories, Brian. I don't know if this is for now. You have accessory products as a lifestyle here. Can you just color on your goals beyond expanding your offering past the traditional camera offering?
I'll take that. So there's accessories that are, mounts for a camera, or accessories that are meant specifically to work for a camera. And that's a significant business for us. But those accessories are, of course, their TAM is limited by the number of people that are in our camera owning customer community. And we've long known that the brand resonates with people that don't even own a GoPro, because GoPro's brand really stands for celebrating all that's beautiful in our world and it's meant to inspire people to get out and pursue their dreams and live a big life. And, that goes well beyond, just making and selling cameras. Our brand is something we're really proud of and that we continue to invest in as a global movement and a positivity. And certainly that creates the opportunity to extend our brand promise of durability, versatility, high quality design at the product level to introduce new products to people where we think that we can add differentiated value to the market, maybe for products that already exist, say like our new bag line. We've chosen to go with a very durable but really lightweight, convenient approach for our bags, and they're selling really well. And it's clear that our customers are excited about the quality and design coming from GoPro in an area where certainly other companies are making bags and so forth, but we're doing so just a little bit differently, and they have integrated GoPro mounts on them and thoughtful things for people that do own a GoPro, but they're very valuable products to people that don't even own a GoPro, and just having our brand on it means something to those customers. And then you layer on top of that if you're a Plus subscriber, you can get any one of our new bags for 30% off their already attractive price. You can see that we're very focused on delivering outsized value to the GoPro customer community, and that if you're a Plus subscriber, that value just goes through the roof. Now, importantly, all of this does translate into a favorable margin for GoPro. So the whole formula works, and it's a win-win, not only for our customers, but for our company and ultimately investors as well. And so you can see over time that if we thoughtfully grow our product offering into more categories where the brand, it makes sense that we would be putting out such a product, we can grow value for our subscriber base over time and really create something special for GoPro Plus subscribers, in addition to people that are, buying a la carte from our website, and even if they're not a subscriber.
It seems like you guys are really focused on maintaining the voice of the customer, understanding what the customer is looking for, and making them a long-term partner of both of those. One of the things that we're seeing across different industries right now is that the world is maybe a little bit more bifurcated than it's ever been before in terms of how people are acting, what is able to be, people are actually able to do. For GoPro, are the demand trends consistent globally across geographies, or are you seeing any difference in regions today for GoPro?
Yeah, Pat, let me start with that, and maybe Nick can add on top. We're actually seeing demand improve across retail and GoPro.com. We're seeing it globally to the point that we talked about 900,000 units sell-through in Q3, which would have been up 5% on a year-over-year basis. And now we're seeing it really 900 to 950. We're continuing to see demand for GoPro products, which is really good news. So we're selling more. And we're selling more across all of our channels, North America, Asia Pacific, EMEA, and on GoPro.com. So it's really good to see that we've got the right value proposition for consumers. They're buying the product, they're using the product, and that's really exciting to see.
Yeah, and I would just add that we're seeing that people are really resilient and adapt quickly to challenges. And human beings need to stay active and engaged to stay happy. And we can speak, at least for the GoPro customer community, that we're seeing a lot of creativity and I guess adaptability in how people they may not be getting on airplanes to travel like they used to, but they're getting in their cars and taking road trips, and they're adventuring more locally. As we saw during lockdown periods around the world, GoPro customers became very creative with their GoPros inside and expressed themselves. We had a Home Pro challenge across social media that generated a ton of really creative and inspiring content by our customer community. And so I think that the learning there is that human beings will adapt. They will find ways to entertain themselves and express themselves. And it seems that they continue to see GoPro as a useful tool to help them do that. I think at the core, that's why we're seeing such momentum in our business. Is maybe the playing fields have changed for consumers, but the desire to remain active and pursue one's creative expression has carried on even during these challenging times.
Thanks, so. So during these challenging times, obviously you guys, your demand, your next names is that traditionally Q4 is, how do you think about this as GoPro in the face of COVID? Do you think that with this backdrop of the pandemic, do you still think that you'll get a large bump in Q4, or how are you planning for this internally?
Brian, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah. No worries. We gave guidance on that in just a few weeks ago, and we talked about the year and the third quarter, and implied in that is the fourth quarter would have a lift over the third quarter, which is great. I think we talked about for the second half, I think units would be down 10 or 12% on a year-over-year basis, but revenue would be off about 4% or so if you take the midpoint of our guidance. And that's because we're able to drive more value and higher ASPs, which has been a strategy. We've been driving consumers to the high end, and they're buying at the high end. Our ASPs, MSRP sales at $300 and above are at highs, and we expect that to continue. And that's good news, because it's driving ASP, it's driving margin, and our ability to get profitable in the second half, hopefully for 2020, and looking forward to 2021.
So I oftentimes think of a GoPro similar to the Grumman mail truck. The things are indestructible, and the hardware essentially can take a licking and will stand up forever. One of the things that I think is most interesting is all the features you've added. And so if there's one or two features that you would suggest that should be driving somebody who's got a perfectly well-working GoPro to the site to purchase a new GoPro, what would it be?
That's an easy one. Thanks for asking it. Stabilization. Hypersmooth stabilization is game-changing. It really is one of those features that without it, any camera's video just looks unusable from an experience sharing standpoint, or if you want to feature it in a little video highlight edit you make or something. If you compare hypersmooth stabilized video to non-stabilized, or even stabilization from other companies, there's no comparison. When we came out with hypersmooth, first with Hero 7, and then we moved to hypersmooth 2.0 with Hero 8, and we may be moving on to the next generation of hypersmooth with our upcoming product. Our engineers just keep taking it to the next level in terms of stabilizing footage to where you cannot believe how good it looks. We killed the gimbal, we really did. The hypersmooth works underwater. It works in really high winds where a normal gimbal would break. I don't see how the gimbal business is surviving these days, except for cameras that that aren't a GoPro. It really, if you're happy with your original Hero, Hero 2, Hero 3, Hero 4, Hero 6, whatever, you got to take a look at hypersmooth stabilized video coming out of a modern GoPro. And it's just going, if you loved your GoPro before, you're going to think it's just the greatest invention ever in camera technology. Kudos to the GoPro team for coming up with this. It's a GoPro patent pending invention, and we're really proud of it. The other aspect that I'd say is just the overall usability. That we've really spent a ton of time and energy to make a GoPro as fast and easy to use as a smartphone. The performance has gone through the roof, but that's only valuable if you're also able to easily, access that performance. And so kudos to the design and engineering teams at GoPro for marrying blistering performance with ever improving convenience. It's a Formula One car that's easy to drive, if you will.
Awesome. Well, Nick, Brian, thank you guys so much. I was hoping you would say that your next version of technology would make me look 5 to 15 pounds lighter. A man can dream, but it's been a real honor to have you both here on with us in our investor group. For those investors that dialed in, thank you so much for taking the time to hear about the great things going on at GoPro. So thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Pat.